like this one. Oh, yeah. Star Wars. Mark Hamill responds to criticism of sharing fan-made reunion image. May the Force be with you, but perhaps not the missed opportunities. Beloved Star Wars film series will complete the sequel trilogy at the end of this year, but iconic original trilogy leading man Mark Hamill has faced criticism after sharing a fan-made image, which is on screen. Look at this. Mark Hamill tweeted, #missed opportunities with a picture of the Millennium Falcon featuring Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, you got Billy Dean Williams, and Mark Hamill himself, suggesting, it's like, hey, Disney really fucked up here.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Newsflash.
The actor tweeted an image by Stephen Wayne Art that was a photoshopped image of Hamill as Luke Skywalker alongside Billy Dean Williams and Lando Calrissian and Harrison Ford, blah, 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 blah. Hamill captured the fan-made image with #missed opportunities. Following the divisive response to the most recent series entry into the Star Wars movies, The Last Jedi, and the abuse leveled at the star Kelly Marie Tran, some fans were criticizing the post as fanning the flames.
Yeah, because it's all social justice.
One Twitter user replied, "I don't feel the same. We already have seen that. Time for a new generation to get their turn. Undermining the creative team isn't a great look." TBF. What's TBF? Touch.
Is it TBFH?
TBF. Touch butt fuck. Touch the.
I think it's interesting because you like, just to go to the conspiracy world, you got to go to history and look at how they wanted women to smoke too, just so that they can get them addicted. You got to go to like getting women to go to the workforce for self-empowerment, division of family, separating children from their families. I mean, who does this more? It's the government. It's not like they're doing it to just Mexicans and South Americans who are crossing the border illegally. They're not separating those families. They're separating those families when they take them to public school and indoctrinate them to teach them how to be gay, as Alex Jones tells you. And then what they do is they create this new generation of Star Wars, which creates this wall between the people who grew up on Star Wars, the people who grew up wanting the prequels to be good, and then those people who grew up with the prequels who think the prequels are good, who don't understand the first ones that came out in the 70s and the 80s. And then you've got this new generation who are like, yeah, we all love social justice, and I love lesbians flying around in space. Like, this is great. And so now you've got, like, who's separating people from families? It's pop culture, it's millionaires, it's the government, it's all these fucking people. This is annoying. This is so annoying. And Mark Hamill has a point. You had an opportunity to make a generation of people who didn't grow up with Star Wars appreciate a movie that meant so much to their parents. But no, you're going to go, oh, we're going to turn it into a big gay lesbian fuck off. Like, no, it's you screwed it up.
No!
I'm with you. Another Twitter user commented, whether you agree with him or not, he should be trying to unite us as a fan base. And this is
He should be. No, the directors and writers should be.
While one tweeted, "I love you, Mark, but don't do this. All four of you already had some of the most amazing moments in Star Wars, especially in the new films. Let the new cast have their time."
Yeah. What if it is clown world? It's clown world, dude. It's totally clown world. To assume that these movies are good just because they're there, they're not good. They're not. Just the idea that Snoke, like, he's like this huge villain, and then he just dies immediately, and nobody cares anymore. And then we're gonna go on to Palpatine. Apparently, are you kidding me? Come on. This is the most lazy, bid for money from Disney, and they should all be ashamed of themselves. Mark Hamill has nothing to be ashamed of.
Well, the criticism resulted in Hamill posting a new tweet in response with the other iconic role as in response with his other iconic role as the voice of the Joker and Batman series photoshopped into that image too. Hamill tweeted, saw the pic of me with Billy D and Fisher and Harrison, posted it because I missed them. Nothing more, nothing less. I love the new cast too and didn't mean to get everyone's knickers in a twist. He also joked, maybe I shouldn't have posted a bunch of in-game spoilers. Maybe I should have posted a bunch of in-game spoilers instead.
Yeah. That sounds reasonable.
Mike, Disney shit the bed on this. Lucasfilm shit the bed on this. The problem is from what I've read, and I've done a lot of listening on this with criticism, is that JJ had a fairly good story for all, kind of a good idea for all three of these new movies. Kathleen Kennedy and some other producers came in and said, no, it's going to be much more of like a soft reboot. And to which that JJ said, no, I want the original cast to kind of carry much of the first two movies, and then there'll be a gentle passing of the torch during the second movie. And it would follow a great story. At least it would be consistent and cohesive, not like the mess that we got thus far with The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, which are shit movies. They really are. They could have done so much more. They look fantastic, and I'm with you. People want to like them just because they exist. It is a missed opportunity. It's a missed opportunity for a better story. A better story with the new characters, too. Like, the new characters are fine if they were part of a better story.
And don't let that one dude take his shirt off. He's weird looking.
Yeah. He's just a little weird looking. He is.
Look at that guy.
Yeah. There are other tweets calling like Mark Hamill alt-right for posting that.
Of course, we're all alt-right if we don't love whatever. I'm done. You know what I mean? It is clown world, and I don't care. Call me racist. I don't care. I don't care. I'm putting clown wigs on frogs because that's where we are. If you have to tell me that having a frog with a clown wig on is racist, then we're going to have to unpack a ton of stuff. And if you don't have the goddamn intelligence to do it, if you can't follow me through a conversation to understand what that all means, and you just want to say racist, then it's not me who's the problem. Sorry, it's not.
That's right.
Be a part of the magic.
That's right.
You're not such a rascal after all.
Dude, I'm glad I get to rant out. That makes me feel good. It's like taking a big dump.
Well, Mark Hamill, whose politics are he's quite the liberal. He's going to taste it. He's getting a taste. This is this culture war eating its own. The guy just didn't want his legacy as Luke Skywalker. He embodied that character. He made the character what we all know and love. He doesn't want it to be shit on, and that's what they're doing. That's what they did.
Well, and I shared this on for show notes on a show maybe a couple weeks ago where it was like the 55 times Mark Hamill warned us about the new Star Wars movies, and that's his consistent statement is that I knew who Luke Skywalker was, and who they have written Luke Skywalker as is not who Luke Skywalker is. It's just not who he is. Because he's a Jedi. He was a constant optimist.
Yes. And I watched many an interview with him, and I'm really surprised that Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher and Mark Hamill not getting together with their agents and producing a contract. Say, yeah, we'll do the new movies, but our contract stipulates we have to be in these scenes together because we know what the fans want. We know, like Mark Hamill knows more about Star Wars and the fans than probably anybody on that production set. He should have some in his contract. Yeah, I'll do Luke again. I know everyone wants it. It's a moneymaker, but I want script approval.
Yeah.
And they could Harrison Ford could have got script approval.
That's a really good point.
I'm
dude.
surprised that they did not do that. They must have threw so much money at him that they just shut up and signed the contract.
Yeah.
And I know Harrison Ford has more money probably than Hamill, just due to but Hamill's probably not
more stuff. Yeah.
Hamill's not struggling. I think they should have got together and said, yeah, it's going to be us. It's going to be Billy Dean Williams. Get the Colt 45 guy over here. Let's bring in Chewbacca. We want the original crew together. Here's the contract. We want to be in these scenes.
So get Hulk Hogan.
Let's get Hulk Hogan here. We can get him at a very cheap price. We've been told that we can just get him for $14,000. He'll do all three movies.
This could be a problem.
No, it'll be great. Matt Poole sends us $5 with no note.
Oh, okay.
It's bullshit.
Thank you, Matt.
This is special.
I like ranting about pulp culture and where it's going.
God, I do too. It's and it's nice that something like this, it's such a cornerstone to our childhood. I mean, every one of my friends, not every one of them, but most of my friends, we're all Star Wars fans. We all loved Star Wars. We had the figures. It was a moment for childhood and culture. And now it's a cultural moment again. Unfortunately, they can't help themselves from making it fucking annoying.
The issue is they're trying to get a new fan base, but meanwhile, the old fan base still exists and still wants, they still want to buy collectibles, they want to buy toys, and if you take a look at the toy sales for the new Star Wars, it is in deep decline. If you look at
that's because it's a dumb movie. It's not. The problem is not that it's a new audience and tailoring to a new audience. They're forcing all this political correctness, weird shit in there. It's so, you know what I mean? It's like tiresome.
They're not concerned about the story. They're trying to put politics over story. And Star Trek Discovery is doing the same thing. And it actually kind of involves J.J. Abrams. J.J. Abrams' company is kind of headlining the Star Trek Discovery on CBS All Access Online. And there's a dispute between what is actual canon, what style is going to sell versus what they want to display on screen. It comes back to merchandising. And the problem is, I think that the writers, when it comes to this new Star Wars and Star Trek, they don't care enough about the original material to carry it on in a way that honors the past, but also creates new stories in the future.
Well, no, because we have to tear down all the statues.
Yes, they have to tear down the past. That was the entire message of The Last Jedi. Forget the past. Destroy it. Which makes absolutely no sense if you're a fucking adult. If you forget your past, then you learn from none of the mistakes you've made.
Yeah. No, and I find it to be emblematic of what that cultural side of the aisle, if you want to call it an aisle. It's not a binary thing to me, but there is a philosophy that says, well, this guy, he did a lot of good things, but then he had these really bad ideas. And, so we have to tear everything down and eliminate him from history. When at the same time, Martin Luther King cheated on his wife. He hated gays. He was very anti-gay. Do we go after him? Do we change all the Martin Luther King Boulevard streets names because Martin Luther King was a philanderer and hated the gays and a socialist? No. Do we do that? I mean, where do we stop? Where do we stop? And it wasn't like Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford and Carrie Fisher. It wasn't like they were white supremacists.
Yes, they are.
Probably. Billy D. Williams with the Colt 45, he's bad influence on the kids. Get rid of them.
Alt-right Nazi.
Woo! They're all alt-right. Star Wars is an alt. The episode 4, 5, and 6 were alt-right propaganda.
It's not true. That's impossible.